Hi, welcome to What's the Word? I'm your host, Jaime McFaden, and I'm so excited to have you here. This podcast is about all things wellness. Each week, we will focus on a word of the day, and I interview some of the most inspirational people I know and share that inspiration with you. Join me, let's learn together on What's the Word.
This is the place where I belong.
Hi, and welcome back to What's the Word? I'm your host, Jaime McFaden, and today we are going to be discussing one of my most relaxing and soothing words that I love so much with one of my favorite people who has actually helped me transform this beautiful studio into what it is today. So she is what we consider a home alchemist, which I'm sure you're going to be like, wait, what is that? She will tap into it in just a few minutes, but let's bring her on right now. We're so excited to have her. Kat Reichmuth, how are you from the Simplified Life?
Hi, I am so excited to be here. Thank you for having me. Cannot wait to dive in.
Yay! Well, I'm so excited to have you here. I love your backdrop. It looks so beautiful. And yes, as do you. And let's just dive right in. So you chose the word sanctuary, which the moment I think about sanctuary, I immediately get feelings of like spa, relaxing. I hear bubbling brooks. So can you just tell us, why did you choose that word and what does it mean to you?
So sanctuary is one of my core tenets in what I do with everyone, because our sanctuary is our home base. It is what everything else stems from. So if we get home after a long day of taking care of the kids, our job, the groceries, whatever we have to do, and we come home and our space is a disaster, we don't really have a chance to recharge and be able to fill our cup and then go back out into the world and be our best selves.
Right.
So sanctuary is just, it's everything. It's
totally. And you've come into my world. So a little bit of backstory for anyone that's seeing this, hearing this, and wondering how Kat and I got connected. We actually met in the virtual world on Clubhouse. And immediately, like many of my Clubhouse family members, we had this connection, and then we started chatting offline. And then all of a sudden, it turns out we were both flight attendants at the same time at Virgin America Airlines. And then we realized that we literally lived in neighboring cities and have a multitude of common interests and so much crossover within our business. So then we started collaborating, and here we are today. Getting to have you on the podcast is just something I've been really looking forward to. So as we talk about what you do, the Simplified Life, right? Can you just dive into what is the Simplified Life and what is a home alchemist?
So the Simplified Life is my daily reminder to myself that I, much like everyone else, we make things way too difficult. We add too much stuff, too many commitments, too many items, just too much stuff. So simplified, letting it go, getting rid of it. And alchemy is the process pretty much of turning shit into gold. And that's what we do in homes. So I go in, I help people remove the clutter. That's kind of step one, the sanctuary part of it. We remove the clutter. We bring in, what do you love? Like for me, like Jamie said, Virgin America, I'm obsessed. Like if you came to my house, you'd be like, girl's got a problem here. There's little planes everywhere. So what is it that when you look at it, it makes you go, ooh. And Virgin always makes me happy, and plants and candles and crystals and the wind chimes that have not stopped. So what is it that when you walk into your front door, into your sanctuary, you go like, and you just feel at peace, at home, you feel calm. That's what I help people create. And then sanctuary is kind of a gateway drug to getting into personal development and living your true passion in this world. And then we dive into the somatics, because we can't make any changes, big changes, without having our CNS, our central nervous system, catch up. So I could come in and clear all of your stuff out, but if we didn't do any somatic practices around that, your central nervous system is going to go like, ah, and then you're going to go buy 5,000 more things from Target and fill the space again.
I am certain that right now people are listening going, yeah, that's me. Me.
It's all back. Well, that's because you didn't tell your CNS it was okay for that stuff to be gone. So we work on that. And then once we're feeling calm and our space is good, then we can look at our next pillar, and that's social. Okay, you basically are the sum of the 5 people you hang out with. And I know that's a huge cliche, but it's true. So we start looking, who are the energy vampires? What relationships aren't serving you anymore? Who have you outgrown? And that's not a bad thing. Everything changes. Everyone changes. It is what it is. But so often we hang on to these things that we have had forever because they're safe. Then our central nervous system says, you can't get rid of that friend because they've been there forever. But once something goes, something else always comes in. And then that leads us into spiritual. What is your purpose? Why are you even here? Why are you decluttering? Why are you creating a sanctuary? Who are you getting up in the morning for? Who are you getting up to become? What is your purpose? And we can't really get to that when there's a lot of noise and a lot of clutter and a lot of commitments. So work somatically through to be able to create the space to be able to step into our bigger purpose in this world.
Wow. Oh gosh. And so I love it so much because you have come into my life, and as you know, and she's part of the Wave family, and she's been a special guest, and she'll continue to be a special guest with me because she has come into my life and been able to literally help me figure out what is my cluttering style and what is the word that you always use?
Your keeping style.
My keeping style, not cluttering. I was like, that doesn't sound so good. What's your keeping style? And just how the system that you helped me to create of even just how everything does have a system, even when it's Sophia's little bit pieces of toys and whatever it might be, understanding and realizing that when everything has its own little space, then it can feel like a sanctuary, even if it's maybe not what works for me is going to work for someone else. So figuring out and defining, just like we do in self-care, okay, it's not a one size fits all. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to just all of a sudden get rid of everything or go to the gym 5 times a day, right?
You won't do it.
Right, because you won't do it. So I love, Kat, how you have a similar kind of ethos on how you work through this system with clients. And can I ask you, is this something that you always were good at?
No.
I might know the answer to this, but not everyone does. So can you share with us?
I'm a hot mess hoarder. My tendency, oh my God, I went to the beach yesterday and I was walking like this because my pockets were so full of rocks and shells. I collect things. I am a collector. I'm probably a witch in a past life. Like I just want all the things and all the plants and all the stuffs. So what I realized, and what I think my mission here is to teach people, is that even though that is our tendency, and it's genetic, it's hunter-gatherer, that is how we survived for so many years. But in this world of mass stuff, we can't do that anymore. We can't, because it derails us. But in learning how to do this, it was just baby steps. It was, okay, I usually get 10 things at the dollar bin. True story. Let me get 1 or 2. I usually bring 5 books home from the library. Let me just bring 1. And starting to just be very mindful of, okay, this is the space I have. I currently live in a studio. It's not that big. This is the space I have. I might want stuff, but where is it going to fit? So beginning to think mindfully about, yes, I want this, but how is it actually going to fit in my life? What am I going to let go of if I don't, because I don't have room for it plus everything that's already there. And then what am I going to do at the end of its life cycle? The other huge thing was just training myself because I am Pigpen from the cartoons. I leave a trail after me of stuff. If you've traveled with me, my suitcase explodes every time. I don't know what happens there. But now I clean up daily. That is my habit because I made it a habit. I had to focus on that. Okay, you can be a hot mess, but you got to put your shit away. Put your toys away. Put your toys away. And the only system, because that's the first question every client comes to me with, I just need to know the magic system. It's just the system. I know there's a system. The only system is a place for everything and everything in its place. Your grandmother was right. You just have to have a home for it. It is that simple. Like, sorry, multi-billion-dollar organizing industry, but choose a home for it put it back there, set a 5-minute timer every day, and you'll do it.
Right. Right. And I love, so I'm going to bring this up because one thing that immediately, whenever I've worked with Kat, she always gives me these little gems that they're takeaways that I all of a sudden will think about long after she's left. And I go, oh my gosh, that really stuck with me. And one of them was just literally setting a 5-minute timer on your phone. And in that 5 minutes, just focusing on this one little drawer
Mhm.
or the refrigerator, getting rid of the things that are no longer good. And I'll never forget when you first came over and you said, well, let's look through your expired. And like many who are probably listening right now going, oh, well, I want to make sure I clean before she were to ever help me with this. Well, I did that. And I thought, okay, for sure. I went through the cupboard. I got rid of everything I thought was no longer good. I really did. It took a second set of eyes to all of a sudden have two other full blown garbage bags full of stuff that had expired. And had you not been here for some reason, I would have missed that. So there's also something to having the support that's really a key element. And I know that that goes in hand with what I do as well with self-care. So with you,
Mhm.
what would be like your like the biggest takeaway that if anybody listening right now is going, okay, I'm ready to start organizing, I'm ready to start building out a sanctuary in my home, what would be like the one takeaway that you'd want somebody to get out of this, listening to this today? Something that they can do, some homework.
Only one?
Okay, you can give them 5. You can give them as many as you want, but at
Okay.
least one.
Okay. First, what you just said, support. You need to borrow someone else's nervous system to calm yours down while you're doing this process. Be that a professional like me, be that your neighbor next door, be it a family member if you know it's not going to lead to fights. But have another person there, at least for the first few times doing it, because it's going to keep you calm and in your body and not freaking out over, oh my gosh, it's overwhelming, so much clutter.
Mm-hmm.
So have support. Again, tiny mini projects, bite size, that 5-minute timer. Choose one tiny thing. Never think to yourself, I have to clean my whole kitchen. No, you have to do your spices or one shelf in the fridge or one drawer, but never the whole thing, because again, our brain shuts down. It goes, I can't do it. And then you won't do it. Honestly, those are the two big ones. So.
Yeah. Okay, great. Now, speaking of sanctuary and self-care, because you and I now we cross over, you have done workouts with me and self-care goodies. I've now done a lot of alchemy in my home and building out sanctuary with you and carving the space out. And both are super hand in hand, right? They go hand in hand. What things are you currently doing right now for your own self-care, your own well-being?
Well, I've gone to the beach a few times in the last week, thanks to my dear friend Jamie reminding me how much my Pisces heart needs to be near the freaking ocean. Ooh, that was huge. And then after this call, I have a session horseback riding with one of my dear friends. And then I've been walking. And the best part, I just brought my turntables and all my vinyl records back from my parents' house so that I can rock out, because my 20-year-old soul needs to get back into DJing.
Oh my gosh. You know what I also love about these interviews is that it's like, as much as I think I might know someone, it's like we don't. There's so many things that we don't know. And you are someone that every single time I talk with you, hang out with you, just get to know you a little bit more, I uncover some other part of this onion layer that I'm like, and you do this, and you read numbers, and you do cards, and you have a past life as a witch. Yeah.
Call me
Oh
for
my
all your
goodness.
people needs. I can
Oh
talk.
yeah, there we go. You can talk to here and beyond. I love it so much. So okay, as we kind of we're going to wrap this one up today, but I want you to just share with us, for anyone that's listening right now that's kind of on the vibe of, okay, this is something I've been interested in doing, I've never done it before. Are you right now, what are you offering? Are you offering any like online stuff? Like what are you doing and where do we find you?
I do. So you can find me at thesimplifiedlife.com and at Simplified Life on all the socials, Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, TikTok, everything. I will be launching a new program March 15th. It is going to be an 8-week program. It's going to be very exciting. We will dive into creating your sanctuary and then moving along through the somatic, spiritual, and social aspects of that. So you will have one transformed space if you do what I tell you during that 8-week time. And if you don't do what I tell you, you'll have a really good jump start on it. And then also, immediately, I do have a free course on Kajabi, and that's the simplifiedlife.mykajabi.com. And you can find
Okay, great. And we can share that when we share this interview. We'll share that as well. And now, just getting a little bit deeper into, you and I talk and we get in deep conversations about all sorts of things. But when it comes to, specifically what you and I are here to serve and here to do, what would be something that you're most excited about this year and what you're doing? What are you really looking forward to doing?
Ooh, being more fully myself, because I was it didn't go well for a lot of my life and many past ones, and just stepping into being brave, being myself, not giving a hoot, and hopefully empowering and inspiring other women to do that, especially as we create their sanctuaries.
Yay! You're such a beautiful human. And can we give a quick shout out to Pony? How is Pony?
He's good. It's windy out. He hasn't been out in a few days, so I'm going to hang on and ride like a cowgirl, I think.
I love it. I love it. So for anyone that's
if anyone's in the area and needs some horse therapy, give me a ring.
Yeah, there we go. She not only can do all of the other things that we just discussed, but she also does horse therapy. So in case you were like checking off the list of different things, oh, and we have a special guest.
You do?
Would you like to come say hello? It's Kat.
It's me. Come on.
She's right here. Say hi to Kat.
I just want Melly.
Okay, come here. Say hi.
Where's Melly?
Hi. Hi.
Okay, give me a kiss. I'm just about done. Okay.
Where's Melly? Is she in here?
Go over there and I'll be right there.
Is she in here?
Real life. Here we are.
Real.
Where is she?
Okay, well, thank you so much, Kat. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part.
Don't. I really want to know where Melly is.
I know, and I'll be right there as soon as I'm done with this interview,
Can
okay?
you tell her where Melly is?
Yes, we can go in there in just a moment.
Oh, just tell her where Melly is.
No, just kidding. Okay, thank you everyone so much for being here. This is real life with the kids home, being exposed to COVID, and life continues on because here we are. So thank you so much, Kat, for being here. Thank you for sharing, some of these really great tips and tricks that we can use. Literally, whoever's listening right now, take your phone, 5 minutes, and you stop listening to this and just go organize or get moving things around. Pick things up. Oh, that's like one of the best ones that I do now is when I'm on the phone with anybody, pop my headphones in so I'm hands-free, and then I can still be fully present on the conversation and just be cleaning up, toys and workout equipment and whatever else. So yes, I know. And I owe it to you. So remember, support is key. Yes. Kat is here to help support. And for those of you that are in the WAVE program listening, she is in our Facebook group. She's going to be a special guest again. So be sure to stay tuned for that. But Kat, thank you so much for all you do. Love you.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for joining me here at What's the Word. Follow us on social media with the links on the screen, and don't forget to like and share with your friend. Your support helps us grow and continue to make inspirational content. See you next time on What's the Word.